Alright guys, this is Nakhiti Mukhwana here. I just wanted to give you guys an update on my aquaponics system. It has been through some dramatic changes. I wanted to show you how the fish are doing, how my plants are doing. I did record a video earlier to show you that I was transferring my plants from the grow beds into the float system, but something was going awry with the video and it did not record right, so I can't show you exactly how I transplanted them, but I can explain to you the after effects. So here we go with showing you how my aquaponics system looks now. The first thing I want to show you, this is my old setup. If you guys remember from my first video, I had everything sitting in there, but I was having so many problems as far as the plumbing was concerned. I was losing a lot of water, not just due to evaporation, but due to how everything was being plumbed. It was leaking everywhere, and the plants would have outgrown that setup very quickly. So then I revised everything and came up with this system. So now what I did is I built a structure to hold the grow beds. I also cut a 55-gallon barrel in half, and as for my top grow bed, and as you can see in here, there is a sweet potato slip in here that's growing. It started over here, so as you can see, it is growing because now it's been stretched its way up over here. So hopefully there'll be some potatoes in a few months there. This is my flood and drain system. This is basically a bell siphon system. So as the grow bed fills up, it siphons in here and it drains down, and that drains into the first of my float systems. My plants, as I was having issues with the original plumbing, the plants weren't doing too good and the fish weren't doing too good. In fact, I had lost a few fish over that time, maybe a good 10 of them, and my plants had started dying. As you can see, there's still remnants of, you know, them dying off right here. See, there's a leaf there, just fell off. Yep, there, look at all that. So that tells you what was going on before, but now the symbiotic relationship between the fish and the plants and the water seem to be leveling out. So now, as you can see, I have there's a cantaloupe plant there. It's growing. It was down here and it only had 2 leaves and it was pretty much dying, but now you can see it's sprouting up. This guy is a cantaloupe plant. It's sprouting up. That is a small cabbage plant that is doing well now. And as you can see, this is a watermelon plant, and as you can see, it's already starting to vine out. So hopefully pretty soon, in a few months, we'll have some nice looking watermelons. This right here was my cabbage, is a cabbage plant. As you can see, it's growing up and it's about to start its spinning into a cabbage. Here's another cabbage plant. Like I said, these guys were all doing just as bad as the one I showed you. But the bad leaves have all fallen off. Something was eating away at this one, but no more. As I said, I had some other plants in here, but because of this one cabbage plant right here that was growing up and taking over everything, I had to transplant them. So these were already in this grow bed. As you can see, they're doing pretty good. Cabbage, cabbage, cabbage. This over here is another sweet potato slip. It started back over there, and as you can see, it's growing this way. So as it grows this way, it's going to start vining or rooting down, and hopefully we'll get some sweet potatoes out of there. This is another slip. I just slipped that in there, so we'll see how that turns out. This right here is another cabbage plant. Up in this grow bed, I used to have the tomato plant and the citronella plant, but as you can see, the very top of the greenhouse, it ain't have much room to grow. So when that tomato plant started growing, it started actually curving out towards there and growing up towards the sun. So I had to get it out of there so that they could stretch out. The citronella plant was kind of 50-50 iffy. I'm not too sure, so I was just getting it out of there just to see if it would spud and do better. So what I did is this is my sup pump, but I turned it into my secondary float system. So as you can see, this is one of the watermelon plants that I transferred out of the other tank because it was getting, this one is the one that the cabbage plant was pretty much pushing off to the side. That's why he looks a little flimsy, but he's still sprouting. As you can see, he's still growing leaves. My lavender plant back over here wasn't doing too well, so I just got it up out of there. We have another watermelon plant. As you can see, it's vining, so when it's ready, it'll have some stuff that I can tie it to, and we'll see when the melons start growing. This right here is my citronella plant. As you can see, the leaves aren't doing too good. It's kind of I had some deficiencies in the water, but I've since fixed that, so I'm trying to give it some time. But I think at the same time, it just wasn't doing very well up there in that particular grow bed. So now I got it down here in the float system, and as you can see, the sunlight during the day, and these guys also get the UV lights at night, because the way the sun floats over here doesn't always give it enough sun coverage. So I have these grow lights in here, you know, so they can get all the UV stuff it needs to grow. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so here is my tomato plant. That tomato plant, you guys, if you remember in the first video, it was about down there. So in about 3 weeks, this guy has shot up, and that's why I had to move him from out of the top grow bed, because it was already hitting the top of the greenhouse and it had nowhere to go. So now I got it trussed to some PVC right here, and as you can see, there's the bend in it right there. That bend is where it couldn't grow no more where it was, so it started going to the side and then reaching out for the sun. So we'll let you know what happens if we get some tomatoes off of that guy. This right here is a cantaloupe, another cantaloupe plant. In fact, this one's the one that I didn't think was going to make it, because he started turning yellow, completely yellow, and he only had 2 leaves on him, and that was 3 weeks ago. Now look what it's done in 3 weeks. It's been shot up. He's got new growth going up here. He's sprouting out to the side, so we should be getting some from him pretty soon. Okay, so the way I did the plumbing here is basically, this is my sump tank, and down below this raft system is the actual pump. So what it's doing is it's pumping water up into the fish tank, so that cycles the fish's water, and then that water is draining back out into the sump tank, and then it's also pumping water this way into the grow beds. And that's the symbiotic relationship between the fish. The fish, you know, they do their thing in the water, and they provide that nutrients to the plants. The plants in turn soak up that nutrients, filter the water out somewhat, and it returns back into the system for the fish to either breathe and have new water. And the cycle starts all over again. So you get constant fertilization to your plants. Also, in this grow bed and this grow media, there is beneficial bacteria that develops over time, and that beneficial bacteria also helps feed the plants and also helps filter most of the ammonia out from the water so that it doesn't kill the fish. And then last but not least, all my little goldfish down there, and I got a couple of algae eaters down there. You're not going to be able to see them. They're always down at the bottom. I got to reach down there and grab my my ammonia tester. It then fell down there. Probably the fish, they bump up against it every now and again because they think everything in there is food. If I see how they're coming up to the surface, they think I'm about to feed them. That's what it is. Well, actually, yeah, look at the my automatic fish feeder. It's almost, yeah, it's about to feed them anyway, so they kind of know what time it is. I'll put my hand down in there. See, most time they don't run, but as you see, they're coming up to my hand, doing a little suction cup thingy. They're thinking it's food, but now they know it's not food. But they're not afraid of me because they're kind of used to me hanging over. Yeah, see, they're all coming up to me one at a time, thinking I'm food. It feels a little, it tickles actually, because it feels like little suction cups on there. And they're not biting, they're just opening up their mouths and trying to swallow. So, yeah. each one of them is running by thinking I'm food. And this feeder is about to feed them. Probably give them another 10 minutes and they'll feed them. So, this is my aquaponics system. I will be uploading this up to my new channel when I get it up and running, and then I'll put a link in there for you guys to be able to see all of what I got going on, and some updates. And if you have any questions about how I'm doing it, or you know, about my trials and errors, and if you guys are interested in trying this for yourself, just let me know, and I'll do the best I can to help you with these videos. I will be getting them up on there, and I'll get the link out to you guys. So until then, oh, I also have sweet potatoes over here, but these I have in soil because I want to see which ones grow better, if the potatoes in the soil are better than the ones in the grow beds. So keep you abreast of that as well. It's Nakhiti Mukhwana. Thank you.